23 games over 20 years, and the Call of Duty franchise is still going. But how is this even possible? Just what in the Sergeant Price's mustache is their secret?
You want the gloves off? They're off.
You see, I've been playing Call of Duty every year for most of my life, which sounds insane to say, but it's true. There's been good years.
You want the numbers, Mason. That's all we've ever wanted.
And there's been not so good years.
One of the key reasons Call of Duty has been as successful as it is we focus on fish.
Yeah, that was a rough one, wasn't it? But in a world where our attention can only be held for a few seconds, because we're basically goldfish at this point, I wanted to go back to the beginning to see what exactly Call of Duty does differently. Whoa, okay, went a little too far on that one, although Call of Duty Dinosaur Warfare is intriguing. Let's put a pin in that one. Perfect. But this isn't Call of Duty. Our story begins with Medal of Honor Allied Assault from Electronic Arts. It's a classic World War II shooter, and it's a huge success for everyone all around. Well, except for these guys. But who the heck are these guys? They're the creators, Jason West and Vince Zampella, and they're not satisfied. They want to do something more, something bigger, so they leave EA to start Infinity Ward. That logo just feels nice to look at. It feels like the game I'm gonna play is completed. It's been finished.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
We live in a weird time. But the team needs money pronto, so they meet with Activision, one of EA's competitors, who's like, oh, you want money to build a competitor game to our competitor's lead hit franchise? Where do I sign? Okay, so now Infinity Ward's rolling in cash, and the team starts building their first game, completely unaware that it'd change gaming forever. Quick context, at this time the World War shooter space was insanely crowded. Literally everyone and their dogs are making World War II shooters. Okay, maybe not literally, although that does sound incredibly adorable, doesn't it? So Call of Duty defies all odds and comes out the gate a mega hit. And Activision starts thinking money and buys a stake in Infinity Ward. Boom, they're in business. Call of Duty's here to stay, but now they gotta make a sequel and the team wants to go big. Meanwhile, Microsoft's over here looking for games to launch on their unannounced Xbox console, the Xbox 360. Yes, the eyebrow movement was needed. So, with the power of the 360, Infinity Ward builds the next generation of Call of Duty. Oh, and it's good. Like, really good. This is actually my first Call of Duty. I still remember renting the game from Blockbuster. You guys remember Blockbuster? And having my little mind absolutely blown at that new smoke tech. I mean, just look at that. No one had ever done that before. Yeah, sure. The gameplay was great, the multiplayer was magnificent, the achievements were awesome. Alliteration aside, that smoke tech was,
Nice.
You see, Jason, Vince, and the rest of Infinity Ward were absolutely killing it. And Activision was like,
Hello, I like money.
So they buy out Infinity Ward completely and demand more Call of Duty, which, of course they do. But look, making games is hard, and making money on them is even harder. So let's do the math. It would take roughly 2 years of funding to release one game for a chance at success, best case scenario.
I'm asking you to be okay not spending money that I don't have.
So Activision decides to build Treyarch, a second company, so that they could release a Call of Duty every single year. No one had ever done something like this before. I mean, you had sports games, but like, the game's not changing that much, right? It's the same game every single year, it's a different roster, it's a completely different thing. Because a new Call of Duty needs a big campaign. It needs cutting edge graphics, amazing multiplayer, and much more. Now look, I may be a Canadian Goose man with 0 credentials, but I gotta tell you, it felt impossible at the time. Like, there was no way it could ever happen. Oh, well, of course they did it. I never doubted them, not once. Call of Duty 3 did sort of feel like a copy-paste of last year's game with a few last-minute changes, but this was exactly the opposite of what Infinity Ward stood for. And,
It became personal with me.
50,000 people used to live here. Now it's a ghost town.
Infinity Ward comes out the gate swinging with the wildest curveball, and people around the world are frickin' losing their minds.
Nice.
Dude, it's incredible. COD 4 literally changes first-person shooter games forever. And that's not even an exaggeration. The control scheme, smooth 60 frames per second gameplay, loadouts, perks, challenges, the campaign, the Mile High Club mission. And yeah, I may have wasted days, if not weeks, of my life trying to beat that level on the highest difficulty for that achievement, and you might be thinking, well, surely you can't be serious.
I'm serious. And don't call me Shirley.
But more importantly, check this out. Modern Warfare was the first game to dethrone Halo 3 as the most played game on Xbox Live, and completely revolutionized the idea of a 4 to 6 hour campaign with zero fluff. It was like the YouTube version of video games. The modern military take was an amazing surprise for literally everyone, except Treyarch, who might have been out of the loop on this one. While World at War that is very hard to say. One more time. While World at War reviews well, Treyarch's new game feels incredibly odd releasing after Modern Warfare. Tensions were rising, and as far as Infinity Ward was concerned, they were Call of Duty. And, technically they had the receipts to prove it at this time. But the team, and we're going to put on the dramatic voice for this,
Was just getting started.
Infinity Ward was on a frickin' roll. Everything they made turned to gold. Activision CEO Bobby Kotick could barely contain himself.
What else can I help you with?
Because of the
Money!
Exactly. Bigger, better, and a direct sequel to Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, Infinity Ward doubles down on everything that made COD 4 special.
Remember, no rushing.
You see, Jason and Vince made the rules. Call of Duty was their franchise. They could do what they want, however they want, the way they wanted, with whomever they wanted to. The two started having talks with their old pals at EA, and yeah, Bobby didn't like that.
Not one bit.
Except, this is where things take a dramatic turn. That was me doing a dramatic. Doesn't matter. Cut to the clip.
The two founders of Infinity Ward and the makers of the blockbuster Modern Warfare series were fired earlier this week by their parent company, Activision. It now appears that former employees Jason West and Vince Zampella are suing Activision for breaching their contracts and neglecting to pay them certain royalties that they were promised. And in case you forgot, the Modern Warfare franchise has raked in over $1 billion worldwide. So we are talking some serious money here.
With Jason and Vince gone, a good chunk of the team also leaves to follow them. Now, while that's incredibly wholesome and we should all strive to have homies like that, it put a pretty big dent into Activision's main objective. We know. It's very clear that's your objective. I mean, how else is Activision CEO Bobby Kotick supposed to get a role in 2011's hit movie Moneyball?
You'll find new guys.
I actually love that movie, and I'm not afraid to say I've seen it multiple times and will continue to do so. When Chris Pratt hits that ball, okay, hold on, focus. Back to the story. So, Modern Warfare had piqued fan expectations again. Call of Duty was now technically on fire behind the scenes.
I am never gonna financially recover from this.
Nobody had faith in Treyarch's games, and yeah, it looked like Call of Duty was about to die.
This is it! Go, go, go!
Oh. Hold on.
What do you want from me?
We want the numbers, Mason. That's all we've ever wanted.
Black Ops Releases has a fantastic campaign
The numbers are real.
They've always been real, Mason. This isn't a game.
and an iconic zombies mode. And Treyarch figures out everything's gonna be alright so long as they just believe in their own style. Who knew the story of Call of Duty was so wholesome? But it gets better, because this is where things start to speed up. Editor, lay in some Christopher Nolan-esque music with clocks ticking in the background to build the tension. Okay, so Modern Warfare 3 is a year away, and old Bobby here is starting to get a little stressed. You know, cause,
Money!
yeah, exactly. Is that all these guys think about? Relax. Anyways, So Bobby gets this revolutionary idea. What if we just hire another team? Like a B team for the B team, like a C team. Boom, Sledgehammer Games is built and they help Infinity Ward finish Modern Warfare 3 and... yeah, it's a little rush, sure, but look, it's still Modern Warfare at the end of the day. I mean, heck, this game doesn't even have a tutorial. It just goes.
Jammer's 500 meters north. We'll leg it from here. Let's go.
Now, Bobby's got 3 teams pumping out Call of Duty, and he cranks that dial that was already set to 11 to 11,000 and holds his breath. And yes, I write my own stuff. Black Ops 2 brings the hype.
Guess who brought a jet to a gunfight?
Ghost kills it off completely.
Fish move out of the way when you get close to them.
Advanced Warfare confuses it.
And that's where I come in.
Black Ops 3 steals someone else's, but perfects zombie mode in the process.
Do not have much time. They will return soon.
Infinite Warfare kills it again.
You got eyes on this, Reyes?
Affirmative.
World War II forgets everyone already moved on from World War II 20 years ago.
Get me the fuck out of here.
Black Ops 4 barely even releases. Seriously, there's like no content in this game. It's insane that it came out and they still had the balls to charge full price for it. Yeah, it's actually impressive. Oh, and they also release a mobile Call of Duty that is surprisingly good. It's actually not bad. But now it's actually happening.
Hey, it's happening! Everybody stay calm! Everybody stay calm!
Call of Duty is dying. Nothing is hitting like it used to. The hype has left the building and players are going to other trending games. After 15 years, the franchise had an incredible run with more games than most companies can dream to make. But now it looked like it was time to put Call of Duty to rest and finally press F to pay respects. And we all knew this clip was going to be in here, so I'm just going to roll it, okay? We're just going to... Except that's not what happened, is it? Surprisingly, after a huge restructure and 3 horrible back-to-back Call of Duty games, Infinity Ward comes back with a reboot of Modern Warfare.
Bravo 6. Going dog.
It's more realistic, it's snappier, oh, and it's good. It's really good. But remember, players were already loving these other games, specifically because of the Battle Royale mode that was blowing up.
We both got ran over! Oh my god! We're so bad!
See, in a BR, the objective is simple. There's 100 people that are dropped into some circle and only one survives. Sure, Modern Warfare does incredibly well, but these BR games are murdering.
Legend.
But then during what felt like both the longest and shortest years of our lives, Infinity Ward drops their own Battle Royale included with Modern Warfare. Modern Warfare was already brimming with content, but Warzone pushed the game to the edge and made the download size bigger than most people's entire hard drive. God, why is it that big? Look, I don't know what was in the water in Infinity Ward during development of Modern Warfare, but like, it completely worked. Warzone was frickin' everywhere. And if you played it during the dark times, then you know how important games like these were to our sanity.
Oh yeah, baby. Go ahead. Oh my god! No one does it better! Oh, baby!
Which is both amazing and frighteningly depressing. So Call of Duty is back, baby! And it's printing money. Bobby can finally breathe again. So Treyarch comes back with another Black Ops. I don't know, it's all right, it looks fine, it's fine. Sledgehammer tries another. Guys, stop making World War II a thing. Nobody cares. So, while we wait for the lengthy legal document that's about to be prepared in the comments section, Infinity Ward comes back swinging with Modern Warfare 2, has a new war zone, and the strangest Hulu-style UI I ever did see. Seriously, what happened there? Who thought that was good? Look, simple, confusing. Simple, confusing. Let's just keep it simple. Okay, so now it's 2023, and Bobby's got a few disturbing implications under his belt.
You what?
Yeah, it's not looking great for Bobby. And rather than deal with them, he throws one of the greatest curveballs of all time and sells the entire company for
$100 billion.
wow. Jason West retires from gaming, Vince creates hit after hit like Titanfall, Star Wars Jedi, and Apex Legends for EA under new company hilariously called Respawn Entertainment. I like what you did there, Vince. It's very on the nose. I like it. Nice.
Nice.
And Call of Duty is still going.
Because on November 10th, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 arrives.
It's still going strong, putting out the same thing every year in a new setting.
Modern Warfare 3 this year is the complete package. We're shipping 16 multiplayer maps, all from the original Modern Warfare 2.
But that's actually what's super fascinating. That's because when you think about it, Call of Duty really isn't a game. It's a pattern or a formula, and believe it or not, that's fundamental to a franchise. You go into McDonald's, you expect a certain thing.
And now here we are, enjoying a meal like gentlemen.
Here's your Big Mac, here's your large fry, here's your junior chickens that you may or may not be addicted to. I love McDonald's, especially these junior chickens. They're like crack to me. Not that I've ever tried crack before. Now it seems like I've inferred that I have tried crack. I have not tried. And here's your Coke that tastes like the greatest thing of all time. What do they do with it? Is it like watered down or something? I don't know what they do, but it's delicious. Try to describe any game as Call of Duty and people will totally get what it is. It means it's a first-person shooter with snappy controls, 60 frames per second, ADS, and once these guys figured that out, well, they could simply plug and play their identity into the formula every other year. So if you didn't like this year's game, you knew that next year there would be a brand new title that you might like. In fact, as odd as it sounds, having multiple highly competitive development teams releasing a new game every single year probably kept Call of Duty alive much longer than anyone could have ever imagined. But look, the real magic comes from how much these teams respect the social aspect of their multiplayer.
He says he will give each of you $250 cash app if you leave us alone.
Okay, deal.
Yeah, all right.
That never gets old, does it? Proximity chat is the best.
Hey, no, stop. Just calm down. Don't do it.
Every game should have it. Yet every other AAA multiplayer game is becoming less fun every single year. And I believe I found the answer. So watch this video to see the effect on gaming's war on terror. All right, I think that's it.